Benny, get in the back seat. Get back there.
Well, what we do is get some of this out of my hand. Get my breakfast there.
You doing all right today?
Yeah. Yeah, I got here a lot quicker than I thought I did. I got here about 15 till. I thought, well, dang, I guess I could have left the house a little later than I did.
When's the last time you've been up this way?
Probably about a year or so, I guess.
Okay. It's been a while when I came up here the other
But now
week.
I ain't been up here to the bus in about 10 or so years, I guess, since I've been to the bus. But now my son come.
I don't think I've ever seen that bus. That's why I'm like.
It's on the right side. There used to be a couple great big old oaks there, and it was over to the right, and there was a school bus that had been shot up and burnt. And it always been there, and right up in behind that, up on this ridge, there's a graveyard. I mean, it could even be, I know there's graves in there from the early 1800s. It might be some older. I don't know whether some has just got the rocks sticking up.
Cool.
Yeah, but I ain't been up here to the bus. I guess it's been 10 years. I guess it's still there. If not, I know the location. I mean, but then my son said he come up here a few weeks ago, and he said that they fixed the road almost all the way across now.
Did they?
That's
the
why
partners I've been, and I didn't go that far last time.
But now I know they last time I was, there was a little wooden sign there, then it turned into rough. I guess that was, I don't know if I was even halfway, but you know, they had that old sign said, you know,
they had
4x4 vehicles
drive.
only.
Yeah.
You know, from that point, that's where it got rough.
Yeah,
that's the old CC was still.
That's as far as I've been.
Okay. Well, now.
So when I came up here 2 weeks ago, I brought my car, and I just went up to that point that was close to the Henry River. Now, the road was good up to that point in the car.
I had no idea that it was close to the Henry River. Did you look on your GPS to see how we could, you know, how the? So that's what you did, and you said you went down to it.
I didn't go all the way to the river, though.
Up there's the old hotel from the 1800s.
Up there?
Up there, back up on that ridge, right back up in there.
It's still up there?
Just the big old rock foundation and the steps, and there's a big old rock foundation. It was a humongous hotel up there.
Because so that's back that way where that guy was at?
Yeah, you got to cross the creek and go back up here on this ridge. How I found out about it, we was riding dirt bikes back up here, and we was parked right there where we used to park and get our bikes and come up through here. But we had just got back from riding. There was this man pulled up, and he had a big old book in his hand. He said, "Boys, you don't know much about this?" I said, "Yeah, we ride here all the time." He said, "Do y'all know where this hotel is at?" He said it ran during mid 1800s to the late 1800s. At the time, we had no idea. Well, on down the road, say about 6-7 years ago, I met an old friend of mine, and we were talking about Cece. He said, "You ever been to that old hotel?" I said, "No, I've been wondering where that's at." He said, "You know where the big pull-off is up there in that curve where the spring water is?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, if you'll cross that creek, then go up that hill and turn to your left, go up that ridge. When you get to the top of that ridge, you'll see the rock foundation." And sure enough, we went up there and we found it. I deer hunted up in there around it.
Damn.
Well, when I used to up in here hunting, it's a nice foundation. Man, that thing must have been big. You have to see the rock foundations. It's still there. It's nice. But the only river I've ever seen is on the other end of this road, which I don't know how long it would take you with a good road, but back in it took you about 3 hours to cross it.
Okay.
And that's constantly driving. I mean, you could do it like 2 hours on a bike or a four-wheeler. But man, I used to ride up here in the 80s and the 90s. I mean, I've been on every little old trail and road in here, and I had no clue that it was close to no Henry River.
Yeah.
And I know there's a road you can go to Kaiser up here. It turns right, and it was really rough, and that went off into Kaiser. You know, we used to tear this up on dirt bikes, man. Man, I spent all day in here. I mean, we'd ride all day and not ride the same trail. There's a lot of, used to be, but now since they come and did the big logging, oh, they destroyed it. This place used to be beautiful before they done that. I could see some squatches being in some of them areas where it used to be, because around these big creek bottoms, there was humongous trees and them great big old vines. I was great big old vines, some of the biggest I've ever seen. They'd be hanging down. It was something like you'd see in the movies or something. It used to be so beautiful. Man, when they logged it, I thought, man, that may be some man, because God, that was some beautiful land back up in here. Then they logged it and just destroyed it.
I bet you they got some big ass trees.
Oh yeah, they did. Now this was this was supposed to be for a animal reserve. Now why would they log an animal reserve? I think that's pretty sorry. There's a sign, I don't know if you ever seen it, it's on a rock up here, and it said this land was donated for animal reserve by such and such. He owned thousands of acres in here, and he give it to the government to leave it as it is for animal reserve. And I bet that gunpay didn't log every bit of it. I think that was dirty.
Well, they logged it after he died, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'd been dead, and give the land to him. I'm not sure when they got the land. It could have, it could have been years and years ago when they got the land.
That road ain't too bad. Up to the point where I went last time, it wasn't that bad at all.
No, this road through here is good down to, when we used to ride dirt bikes, this used to be rough as far through here, man. It was rough. There was big rocks up in the road. Down, there was a place right up here on top of the hill they called the Wall you could go to. It's where we used to take the dirt bikes and went off and went back in there. And there was this hill, man. It was ungodly steep, and must be hunting. It went off. This was the old road you had to take, and it went off way back down in there and to some big creeks and some big old steep hills. We used to go down and ride them on the dirt bikes. They was 2 hills I would not even start to tackle, because man, it was straight up. It was about like 1/4 of a mile, just straight up.
Some people try to
and see how steep this is?
I see that.
There was some trails that used to cut and come up, and you could pop up here into this road from down here. I wasn't doing it. I had a friend that come up one of these, I think it was right over here. He come straight up and popped out in the road. I thought I wasn't about to do it. At the time I had a little 125, and it didn't have enough gusto to get me up that hill.
I wouldn't want to climb the damn hill. I mean, if you flip off of it, you're in some deep shit.
Let's see. I think, yeah, right there where I was parked when I got my big ticket the last time I rode in here. I got a $400 ticket for riding in here back in early, about 2004 or 5. That was the last time I rode in here.
Why they give you a ticket?
They give me a ticket for riding in here. I said, he said,
riding your dirt bike in here?
Yeah.
It's funny because when I was coming down, after I got done talking to you, asking you about the river and everything, when I came down, there was 2 dudes on 4-wheelers going back into the Silver Springs right up here.
Well.
And right after I passed them, the Ranger was running up the hill. He almost ran into me. He backed up and let me get by.
I bet he was going after him.
He was going after, because there's a sign right up here that says no 4-wheeler.
Yeah. But now see, years ago you could ride in here. I mean, I've even met rangers and game wardens and talked to them back in the 80s and stuff, you know. It was fine, but then all of a sudden, boom, it was after that logging they did. After that, you wasn't allowed in here. Now that rock with that sign on it is right through here somewhere.
I wonder why they would outlaw it after they did the law. I wonder if they found something back in here.
I don't know. Where is that little old sign? That sign used to be on a rock right in here somewhere.
Right around here?
Yeah, right in here somewhere. I'm almost up. Let me see if I see it.
Oh no, I'll roll you one of that.
I see it right here. There it is, right there. See it right there? See that rock with the stuff on it? Right there.
Okay. I'll have to take a picture of that sometime. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans.
It talks about the land it was given for the animal reserve, and it says such and such name who give the land.
Okay. That is cool.
These old people, they've been in here since the 80s. They hunt if it's still there, or is it gone now?
Yeah, no.
Dang, they're gone now. No, there it is. There it is. There.
I got a newer trailer now.
Yeah, but that place has been there since the 80s. They come up here and hunt.
I'd hold on to that if I had that.
Game land over on this side. Yeah, I used to come up in here and hunt in 2000s. One of the biggest deer I ever killed was up here. Big old monster buck come off the hill right beside him. It scared me to death. I thought it was somebody coming down on top of him. Big old buck.
The bucks get real aggressive towards people at times.
Oh yeah, especially during the rut. They'll mess you up during the rut season, buddy. You better not have no heat pee on you too, because they're liable to.
Pitney be chasing them.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared that she takes off and chases them all the damn time.
Yeah, man, they'll dadgum stomp you to death, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we used to keep this place hot about every week. We'd come up here about every weekend, and back when I first started coming, like on Saturdays and Sundays, oh my God, this place would be full of people. I mean, you'd have to be careful. You'd all the time meeting somebody on these trails, and that was when it was rough, you know. And
I think I met 3, including the park ranger, 3 people.
But now
There
I
was
was
2
back
that was
in.
coming down. I guess they went back. They looked like they had big rigs. I guess they were.
Yeah.
They were going as far as they could go up the trail, up the road.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this used to be the place to be during the weekends back in the late 80s and early 90s. There'd be dune buggies, you name it, anything with an engine could go off-roading, buddy, it was in here. I like them trails that used to cut off the main road here. They just cut off, you go through the woods. Man, there was some beautiful areas back in here. And there was this one creek bottom that I really loved, and that was before I really thought much of Sasquatch. I said, if there's really a Bigfoot, I guarantee he stays in this area, because it was a big old creek bottom, and there was the biggest trees and them big old vines, and there was a lot of old tall weeds and stuff in there too. But it was amazing. I thought, man, it just looked squatchy as crap. I wasn't even thinking nothing about Sasquatch. You get in that area, you thought, man, this would be a place for one to be.
I think this is where you can camp all night right here.
Where is it?
Hunter's Camp.
Really?
You can camp there all night. There's a road right here. I don't know where that goes.
Oh, that's the old road. That's it just circles and comes back up here.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll show you. Yeah, man. That's the OCC road. That's the old one.
Okay.
This part here is new. Yeah. I think he did that because it went around and curved around and swung back through. Instead of doing all that, they just cut and went straight up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man. They cut a bunch of the old road off when they made this new road.
I can see on Google Maps where on CC Road where the church is,
yeah,
and where they got it gated off. I can see where that road meets this road.
Oh, can you? I like to know where that's at.
Yeah. I don't know if it's
now right here, right there is where the old road come up to, right there.
Okay.
Then it come on down.
Okay, cool.
Then it shot off again to the left, but they stayed to the right on up here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like to have a $1 for every time I rode that old road on them dirt bikes. Man, we did a lot of riding in here for about 10 or 15 years.
The people hunted back then when they had the dirt bikes.
Yeah. There's the old road right there. And it just went straight off and shot down. That's the old road right there.
That's where someone lives now.
Well, daggum, they do, don't
They got a number 88 right there on the post. Now, and then the Silver Springs is right down here.
Now, I can show you. Sometime there's no old homestead off down there. There's the old chimneys and stuff are still there.
Okay.
Because our bikes, when we used to come off down through here, this trail, where this gate is, that trail used to go off down in there, and but it was beautiful off down in there. That's where I was saying if they were squashes, it'd be up in that bottom. And right here's the old road where it come through. See it? Man, they cut a bunch of the old road off because it used to circle around more.
Yeah, that sign said no trespassing.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the Silver Springs development too.
I mean, back in the day, the woods was all right through here, all the way up to the road, you know. And when they come here and fixed this road, they widened it out a lot and smoothed it out a lot. I remember it used to be real muddy through here. I remember we used to come flying through here and it'd be all big mud holes all through here. There was one place down here you could go up on the bank. It was pretty cool. What we got here? A hawk.
Look at him.
Pretty hawk.
Big old boy. Might be too windy for him to get up there, hell.
Well, I stepped out this morning, I went back in the house and got me a sweatshirt. I was like, daggum! I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I didn't know if it would warm up in here or not. I don't look like it's going to warm up, but at least not right now, unless that sun breaks through them clouds. It ain't
I know, they were supposed to be, what, mid to high 60s. It's going to have to do some more.
It said it wasn't going to rain today, but I ain't trusting that forecast right now. I don't know if I want to get on that old road bed and walk it, and it might just don't rain on me and it's cool like this.
Yeah.
I don't mind the rain as long as it ain't too cold.
Yeah, I know. When it's cool like that and it gets you get wet, buddy, you can get.
These days, if I get a cold, I ain't gonna be able to go to work now.
Yeah.
I could work with a damn cold before.
Yeah.
That's the Silver Spring. This is where I saw them four-wheelers. They ducked back in there.
That's the old road right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the old road. It used to go way out in there and swing and come right back up here.
And they sold it. Well,
but now I think my son and then they go up to old campers up there.
You can see the gate right there. That's the Silver Spring. Them two four-wheelers ducked in there and got back in the gate, and I went down 5 minutes and the Ranger was running up there.
Yeah, heard them probably.
You're not supposed to four-wheel on this road right here.
There's a sign right there. No motor, no four-wheeler.
Exactly.
ATV.
They got it right there.
Yeah.
Hey, he was gonna get their ass. I don't know who called him. This trail right here runs way down the mountain. I can see it on Google Maps.
That one?
That one runs a long way. That goes a long way.
I think that's the old CC road. Yeah, if I ain't mistaken. Go up through here and I can tell you.
Now where the road at the church meets is on up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's still a good ways. I didn't actually go to it. I'll show you where I parked at last time.
But you found it on the maps?
It's on Google Maps. You can see it run. You can just see the whole thing running.
And it goes all the way down, huh? Yeah. All the way down there.
You can see where this road ends on Google Maps. This road is an unnamed road on Google Maps.
Actually, there's two entrances out off this road. Did you know that?
Yeah.
One goes to Enola, and there's another one that goes out because I rode my dirt bike out you either turn left when you get almost to the end, you'll cut left and go to Enola, or you can go straight.
Yeah, me and Doug, we maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, we went on Enola and we got on Rich Mountain Road.
Rich Mountain Road.
Yeah, we got on that and we were trying to find the Morganton watershed. We couldn't find it. Doug called the South Mountain State Park, and the lady said there wasn't no way to get to the Morganton watershed. Now, when we looked on Google Maps, it looks like there's docks on the watershed. So she says there ain't no way to get there. So we're like, something ain't adding up here.
Yeah.
So that got me over here because the Henry River runs through the watershed. So I wanted to try to find a way to get to the Henry River over here. That's what started me on this little quest to start with.
Yeah.
When I came up here, I'm like, damn, I forgot just how remote it is up there. Because me and Bob went up here, I want to say twice, but it's been so long ago.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, damn, I forgot this area was like this. It's pretty damn, it gets high up here. You go pretty damn high.
Oh, yeah.
And the road's a little better than I remembered it, 'cause we stopped at you need 4-wheel drive past this sign. We stopped there, but it looks like they made improvements on this road.
Oh, they have.
Right around here was just rough as hell.
Oh, man, well, actually, it was rough from right there where that turn off to go to the house where you first start up in here. And from there on, it was super rough.
Yeah, but like I said, I got my car up to the point I wanted to go last time.
I mean, back in the 80s, it was ungodly rough. Oh, man, it was unreal. There's no, if you'd have brought a car up in here, you'd have tore it all to pieces. If you didn't get stuck so far in, then you'd have tore it all to pieces just getting in there. The old sawmill used to be years ago. There's no sawmill up in here. Back in the 80s when we used to ride in here, there was old big piles of daggum sawdust.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I was when they logged it back when they did, I guess, in the early 1900s, I guess, when they had logged it one time. You know, it was like a select cut type deal, I guess. They didn't clear cut it.
I bet you can still find some old big ass trees.
Oh yeah, I bet so. Let's see.
A couple areas they didn't get to. So have there been any really tales about Bigfoot bothering anybody back up in here from what you've heard locally?
Let's see. No. I really, of course, the only person I know personally on here is like where it's still on the pavement. And that's old Tom. He used to spell them split rail fence, Tom Roper. You know, that's where the
name come from?
The name come from his great-grandpa, or his grandpa, one like that. His dad lived beside him, and he had to cross the creek to get to his house. It's a log cabin. I think it's the one that had all them lots. I don't know if he's got chickens or dogs or something, and he's got like if you can look over to your left when you're coming up, you'll see where you cross the creek, there's a house here and a house here. That's him and his daddy. But back years ago, they used to sell split rail fence.
Okay.
Locust, split rail.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, Locust makes some good fence posts on.
Yeah.
Well, here's where the bone collector was at last time. He had his truck parked right here.
The bone collector.
Yeah, it was a red truck and it had bone collector on it.